Join me. Together we can rule the galaxy far and sun.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Rafa, come in! What's going on? Where are you? We need to get out of here!
Who are you?
Who am I? Who are you?
Your arms look a little shaky there. Okay, you win. Why don't you ease up on that thing and we can talk about this?
We got blaster bombs! Eyes on the board!
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman, and you're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 58. Today we're talking about episode 6, a Bad Batch, which is called Decommissioned, and little Indiana Jones and some Lego Masters as well. So I hope everyone's having a great week, and Trent and Ellie are officially out of school, so they're super excited and spending the first couple days here doing nothing. So that's a lot of fun, and we've been playing this cloud game. I don't even know what it's called. It's called like Rain on Your Parade, I believe, and it reminds me of the Untitled Goose Game, and so we been playing that, and essentially you're a cloud and you get to rain on people, and it's pretty cool. So you unlock some abilities like lightning and snow and thunder, and thunder and lightning are kind of the same thing, but you get lightning, snow, and a tornado, I believe, and then rain. So that's pretty cool, and it's super fun, and so we're really enjoying that, playing that. So that's been fun. Been watching a lot of Indiana Jones, and so we've been with Indiana Jones fastly approaching 40 years. Yes, Raiders of the Lost Ark is going to be 40 years old in a couple days, and so we started Raiders of the Lost Ark, went to Temple of Doom, and then now we're going to be watching Last Crusade. Yeah, we're probably going to have to watch Crystal Skull as well, but a lot of indie news as well as Indiana Jones 5. It doesn't have really a title yet, but it is starting to film over on the other side of the pond. So there's been some leaked footage or leaked pictures, or not really leaked. I'm not really sure. They're somewhat official at this point, and essentially it is Harrison Ford all dressed up in his indie gear, and there's Kathleen Kennedy right next to him. Pretty cool stuff. So I'm excited to see where Indy 5 goes. But yes, Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark is going to be 40 years old. It's crazy. I did order my 4K. That came pre-ordered that, and I'm still waiting for that. So hopefully that will happen very soon. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out on the old 4K, but super excited for that. As of this recording, Loki is less than 24 hours away from gracing the screens on Disney Plus. So super excited to see where that's going to take us. But Disney Plus is really killing it now, and I'm excited to see. Now that we had Falcon and Winter Soldier as well as WandaVision, Loki looks to be really cool, but I believe it's only 6 episodes. So although it's shorter and not as, it's not as long as the other ones, we'll see what they can cram into 6 episodes, but I'm hoping for longer runtimes. So I'm hoping that we get a little bit more longer run times with Loki, so that should be really, really cool. So super looking forward to that. Lego Masters, Fox. Yes, Lego Masters is back on Fox, and so we just finished watching episode 2. Super fun. This one was a super, super cool episode where we had they were doing explosions. They call it the hero shot. So, you know, any good movie, you have the slow-mo with the something exploding behind the heroes. And essentially, that's what they took, and they ran with it. So each one got a minifig and then some kind of explosion. It was like glitter, slime, and I believe water. And so 12 teams, yes.
And the what's it called? The dust too.
The dust too, yes.
The color dust.
The color dust. And so we were able to see that. And it was really cool. Uh-oh. Surprise guest. Here we go. Now this is what we call live streaming, baby. We got Trent in the house. So we had 12 teams go at it, and there was one team that was going to get eliminated tonight because that happened with last week. They said, hey, everyone's good, so we can you know, we're going to have to send somebody home. So that was kind of sad, but essentially we had all kinds of crazy explosions. What was your favorite explosion?
The one with the monster. Like, if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yeah, we're past that point. Yeah, we're past that point. Yeah.
If you've seen that, remember the alien one? It's like with the alien guys, and there's a bigger alien.
Yeah.
Trying to get the ship. That's my favorite.
That was Zach and Wayne. Those were the guys that won last week with the dragons from the parade, which was awesome. Yeah. So then we had Zach and Wayne win last week, and they were safe with their explosion. But so we got the two that were in the two that finished top were Dave and Richard. Now Dave is from Chicago. We like Dave because on my sister station there, WSTR, we actually interviewed Dave last summer, and he's from Chicago. He's a really cool dude. So we got that, and they did this kind of violin guy with a cool kind of Greenpeace kind of factory thing going on, which was awesome. And then the winner actually was Brian and Lauren and their siblings, and they did a frog and a ladybug, right?
Yeah.
Was it a ladybug?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. We did that, and so we did that, and Brian and Lauren won, which is cool. And then the bottom two, we had Jack and Dawn, who are, I believe are siblings. They're bikers. And they did like a cat burglar thing. And then we had a father-son combination, Zach and Tim, and they did a mad scientist, which the build was super, super cool, but it didn't really explode. And same thing with Jack and Dawn. They had like a pretty cool street building and all this fun stuff, but they didn't quite pull it off, and so they got eliminated. So next week, I think it's like, I don't know, rumbling buildings, and they have to be 4 foot tall.
What's 4 foot tall mean?
That's about the size of you, probably a little bit bigger, but 4 foot tall buildings. So we'll see how that's gonna play out. So
and my dad's dressed up as a stormtrooper, and he's gonna upgrade it to this weapon.
Yeah, that's a DLT-19, right, brother?
Yeah, if sometimes in the movies they say, wait, I'm trying to get in the picture. Say hello to my little friend.
Oh yeah, that they don't. Yeah, that's Scarface, but they don't. You've never seen Scarface, so.
I know, but
yeah, you've heard it. I know.
Yeah,
You've heard it.
Cool, like,
It's too cool, man. It's too cool for school.
It's like the big. Sometimes it's like a big rocket launcher. It's like they make it a little bit like, oh, it's not that little, and they come off as surprise. It's like saying hello to my little friend.
There you go. All right, why don't we put that back before you hurt somebody, buddy? All right, so we did that. We did Lego Masters. We did Indiana Jones, so that's been fun. And now we are going to be talking about our main topic tonight, and that is Decommissioned, which is episode 6. So Decommissioned, the official description of Decommissioned is on a mission to acquire valuable assets. The batch encounters smugglers after the same target. So we open up the episode. Essentially, again, we had the Bad Batch rescue Moochie.
Wait,
Is
no,
it Moochie?
no, that was last.
Yeah, I'm catching up. Moochie was the Rancor, so we had that. And so we had Moochie do that, and that was their first kind of bounty that they went for. And now Sid's got him on another mission.
Yeah,
And it is a commander droid for the Confederacy, the Trade Federation, and so essentially they are the smarts of the operation. And now that they kind of knew what to do with clones, they're valuable black market for these commander droids. So they're sent on a mission to no other a familiar planet in the Star Wars realm, Corellia. So Corellia is obviously where Han Solo was born, and we started off on there in Solo. So how this opens up is that the boys are trying to teach Omega to use her little I think it's a Zygerian energy bow thingy bobber bow thing, and she can't hit the target. And so now the Weequay and the Ithorian, which is a hammerhead, if you're not familiar. Weequays are the Star Wars creatures that are featured in Jabba's palace, and they got a kind of the leather face with the braids, and then the old hammerhead is an Ithorian, if you're not familiar with that. But they are laughing and having a good time, taking bets on Omega to hit the target, and she doesn't really hit the target. But then Sid shows her how to do it and says, hey, this is how you do it around here. And so we have Sid doing that, which was fun. And so she just shows them how to make it happen. So they go on the ship, and that's what they usually do in space, is they have to go on the ship to get to this place to do this thing. And so they go to again to Corellia, and they have to get the Separatist tactical droid, which is the brains of the operation. And so they land, and they land on. They do an old trick that we've seen in Star Wars, the old magnetic claw, and they go on this freighter, and they're sitting at the bottom of the freighter, and they get past kind of the security of Corellia to get into the shipping yards, and then they drop the shuttle into the landing pad where they're at, and now they have to go up into this place where they're basically, it's kind of like we're seeing a factory, but it's really they are tearing down and melting all the droids for steel and all that kind of stuff, or steel. I'm not sure what the Star Wars term is, but essentially melting them all down because the war is over and they don't need battle droids, and they're decommissioning these battle droids and using them for things. But there's only one tactical droid left, and so that's what they're after, which is very cool. So that's the mission. They want Omega to kind of stay behind. But she's kind of doing the lookout. They put Wrecker as lookout, and they are about to find and look for this tactical droid. The other cool thing, we got these police droids, these Corellia police droids that are very, very fun to see. And it's really cool as far as just the aesthetics of the police battle droids. Really, really enjoyed them. And so everything's going smooth. Obviously there has to be something to happen because the job would be over and the show would be too, but there's a twist, and the twist is we get to see some familiar faces, and that is the Martez sisters. Now the Martez sisters showed up in season 7 of Clone Wars, and Ahsoka was hanging out with them on Star Wars level, or Coruscant level 1313. If you're not familiar with 1313, that is another reference to a canceled LucasArts video game that I am still drooling over and want so badly. But essentially, it was Uncharted in space, and you're led to believe that it is Boba Fett that you control in the seedy underbelly of Coruscant. But yes, that's where we met the Martez sisters on 1313. Their names are Rafa and Trace. And so they're on the job as well. And so we have a little, let's say, pickle. And so they're after it. They nab it first. Omega calls it out. And now we have this kind of chase sequence in the factory as they are trying to get this tactical droid out. There is Omega tracks him down. And unfortunately, she gets her foot caught in some rubble with the battle droids, and so she's going into this like smelting pit, and it's not looking good for the team. Hunter comes and rescues Omega and gets her out of that, which is fantastic. And then we then have to get out of that. But then what happens is that the police droids call in the cavalry, and there is a lot of police droids. So they have to come up with a quick plan, and Tech comes up with it along with I forget who is it, if it's Rafa or Trace, but essentially they say, hey, we can basically turn on the tactical droid and have these battle droids reprogrammed and ready to go. And they're like, okay, I think that will work. So they have to hold them off as they're bring on the battle droid or the tactical droid and to control the battle droids. There's this really cool sequence as the battle droids get aligned that the kind of clones kind of react to the battle droids be online, and they never thought that they would be fighting on their side. But like I think it's Hunter or Tech that kind of flinches when the battle droids come online, because they're used to just destroying them, or the battle droids trying to destroy the clones, and so it's this thing. And I just like that little part where it's like, oh, you guys are actually helping us out and not trying to kill us, which is interesting. And now the battle droids they're kind of zombies in a sense. They have broken limbs, broken heads, and arms and legs and all this stuff, but they try to do their job and take out the police droids. And that gives them enough time to escape, which is great. And so they copy that information. But during this process, of course, the tactical droid is destroyed, which is the whole bounty. Not cool, not good. And so as the sisters kind of escape and do their thing, they basically say, okay, well, we kind of lost the bounty here. What are we going to do? They get them out of there. They get them to their shuttle, and then Tech and Hunter, basically Hunter's like, hey, yeah, Tech actually copied all the information off the tactical droid, and it is, here you go, because they had a buyer lined up. The Rafa sisters had the buyer lined up, and they were like, oh, okay, we appreciate that. Omega wants to have them to come out to Ord Mantell and hang out, but they're like, hey, isn't that like kind of a seedy place? She's like, yes, and it's awesome, and you should come out and hang out with us. But the Rafa sisters politely decline and say, okay, well, maybe we'll cross paths again. But essentially what the Rafa sisters were saying is that, who do you think wants this information? And essentially you're trying to destroy your own kind in a sense, which is, again, playing into the larger picture of clones, like what are they meant for, what they're supposed to do. And really the Bad Batch is still trying to find their purpose and everything like that. So, it was pretty interesting. But then there's a twist. What's that twist, Trent, at the end?
Wait, there's like some kind of guy. He's in a robe.
And who is he?
I think it's Darth Maul.
Darth Maul?
I don't know.
Why would the Rafa sisters work with Darth Maul?
I don't know, dude.
Okay.
I'm just doing a guess.
All right, so Trent says it's Darth Maul. I don't know if it's Darth Maul or not, but my strong indications are it definitely looks like a Jedi. It could be we have Obi-Wan Kenobi at this time, or our good friend Ahsoka is still prominent and could be working as Fulcrum at this point still.
Wait, who's Fulcrum?
That is Ahsoka's code name, Fulcrum. Yeah.
But who's Han Solo's like in love? Like he was in love with like
Kira.
But why she turn to Maul?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think she turned into Maul? Why she wanted to lead the crime syndicate, the What were they called? Do you remember?
No.
No?
Who did?
Yeah.
I
The
know
Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the gun right there.
Yeah.
And like, do you know how that takes off? Maybe we can fix that and just like so we can't.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going out.
All right. There you go. Trent, he's out. Peace out. Say peace.
Peace.
So there you have it. We are, so Trent thinks Darth Maul. I don't think it's Darth Maul. I think it's somebody that has, Jedi robes. They kind of hinted at. So, two strong choices are Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ahsoka. But yeah, it's interesting that we get to see somebody there. So a nice little hint. Again, expanding the universe, expanding where they're at in the timeline of Star Wars, which I really, really like. It's an overall. So that was the episode. I think again overall it's great. I love these kind of small stories. Bringing in the Martez sisters was a really nice touch. I didn't think we were going to see them again, but I should have known that they were going to make an appearance again, since they were featured in, I believe 2 or 3 episodes in the Clone Wars for season 7. So very nice touch, very cool to see them, which was fun. And we are really enjoying the series. I like to get back to Tarkin and Crosshair, so I'm hoping we get to see a little bit of that play out in the next episode. I believe I want to say there's, well, if this is, could be, I don't know what the episode count, a full episode count. I think it's 12. It might be 16. Or it could be in the middle, 14, or somewhere in between. I don't know, but we're getting kind of that halfway point with the series, and I would love to see where Tarkin's at. A little bit more of the Empire. I mean, there's a lot to build on here, and it's a great period to explore. As we really never got to see the formation of the true Empire that we get to see in A New Hope. But man, Tarkin is evil. He is like, there's Papa P, and then there's Tarkin. I think Tarkin is the big bad, obviously in A New Hope, and really in Rogue One, he's also the main bad, stealing Krennic's little project from him. I really enjoyed Tarkin. I think he's like the slimiest of the slimes, and is not far from the tree of Papa P. So he fits right into the Imperial. So I love to see what those steps are in the evolution of the Empire. And it's just a very interesting thing to explore, and we don't do it enough in Star Wars. And it should be cool. I like this kind of video game mission type thing where it's like, hey, let's do this mission and you get this thing to get this thing. They didn't get all the information they needed from for Sid here, but I'm interested if there's some repercussions in the next episode. Hard to say, but yeah, really great, really fun. I like how they added a little Jedi element into it already. So there you have it. Yeah. So there you go. That was our main topic for episode 58, Decommissioned, with episode 6 there. So thanks again, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses, for listening to another episode. You can find us on the socials. So the socials we are on, it's Big T Little T Podcast on Instagram. It's BLILT Podcast on Twitter. And then here on twitch.tv, it's Big T Little T. We got stickers. Hey, we want to hear from you. So if you give us a 5-star rating, or you want to ask us a question, you give a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, or asking the questions at Big T Little T, that's LILT podcast at gmail.com. Give us a question, we'll answer it, and we will play it on an upcoming episode, or answer your question on the next upcoming episode. And we'll throw a sticker right in your face. What else? That's pretty much it for today. But If you next week we'll be reviewing episode 7 of Bad Batch, and probably talking a little Indiana Jones again because we got to finish up Last Crusade and Crystal Skull. But yeah, it's a good time, and then probably have to throw in some Loki too because that will be out as well. So a lot of great stuff happening as the summer opens up here. Well, the only way to end us is truly wonderful. The mind of a child is. And may the force be with you always. Bye. We'll see you later. Bye, 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 bye.